Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be breaking down my very first video that got 1 million views on YouTube. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about how much money that video made and how long it took to make that. So if you want me to show you the money, then keep on watching. So here's my other channel. It is called Rotoscopers. And what we do on Rotoscopers is we talk about all things animation. So animated movies, animated TV shows, we talk about news, we do tons of reviews. We also do things like Disney theories and we break down spoilers and plot points, tons and tons and tons of stuff. So I wanted to dive into the very first video of ours that hit 1 million views. And so I'm just gonna give you the lay of the land. So here's the channel. You go to videos and then sort by most popular. You can see our most popular videos. And so the one that I want to talk about is this one, the infamous Elsa hair tutorial. All right, so here are the Google Analytics for this video. And you can see the video was released in October 2013. And this was released about 2 months before Frozen came out. And that's one of the reasons why this did so well, because not very many people expected Frozen to be the huge phenomenon that it was. And so since we already had been talking about Frozen and doing tons of Frozen videos on our channel, it actually ended up doing really well because once the movie came out, people wanted Frozen everything. And we had videos when people were typing Frozen or how to do Elsa's braid in YouTube. So that's just a bonus tip on how to get your video to do well, is try to anticipate trends and make sure that you have videos that are prepared and ready to go for when that trend hits. This is the lifetime performance of the video, and you can see that it definitely peaked in 2013 and 2014. Obviously, that's when the Frozen phenomenon was. I call it the Frozen wave because we rode that wave for quite a while on this channel. So this video has around 1.5 million views, and you can see the estimated revenue is around $2,000. Now that's over obviously a few years, and you can see over the past few years, this video isn't really performing that well. It's just getting a handful of views a day. And that's because other videos have come out and they do perform better in search. So this video just isn't getting seen like it used to. However, at the time, it was very, very popular. So what I want to do is I'm going to break down just looking at the very first million views to see how much revenue we made from that. So I broke it down. So again, it was released early October 2013, and it finally crossed the 1 million threshold 9 months later-ish, right? So June 11th, 2014 is when we hit 1 million views. And you can see that the revenue for that was around $1,500, which is pretty dang awesome if you ask me. So an interesting thing when you are looking at your Google Analytics, you can't assume that everyone who watched your video saw an ad. And we do see that with this video. 490,000 of those views were actually monetized. So that means nearly half of the views didn't have monetization at all. So really, we had 1 million views, but really only around 500,000 people did see the ads. And you can see that the CPM on this video was pretty decent. The CPM was $5.54, which is not too bad. I feel like because this was an actual tutorial, it was in the hair space, some of those advertisers are willing to pay a little bit more. Whereas some of our other videos definitely have lower CPM. Now, CPM stands for cost per mil. And basically what that is for every 1,000 monetized playbacks, how much money are we getting from that? So 5.54 is pretty good. Obviously, if you are in different industries like the financial space and you're doing videos about how to make money, your cost per mil is going to be significantly more because those advertisers are willing to pay a lot more to get clicks. Whereas in the hair space and the beauty space, it may be lower. And then even on some of our other videos, they're about animated movies and discussions, you'll find that those might be a little less. So it really depends on you and your industry, but this video did quite well. Another interesting thing about this video is shortly after we reached 1 million views, we were demonetized for 3 months. We were using copyrighted material in some of our videos and YouTube said, no, no, no. And we lost a ton of potential revenue. So that is one thing that will definitely help you make more money with your videos, is to avoid copyrighted materials. And thank goodness we were able to get some of our monetization back, because this video actually does its little spikes during the Halloween season. So of course, on Halloween, people were dressing up as Elsa. This was the first time people could dress up as Elsa for Halloween. So we got our biggest spike ever on Halloween day, which is pretty crazy. So it's only $25 and, you know, a few dollars before that. Just avoid copyrighted material at all costs. All right, so now you can see from my Elsa hair tutorial how much money I got from that video. But I wanted to give you guys a little bonus and compare that to another video on my channel that has even more views and how much money that video got. So you can see how not all videos are created equal. One of the other videos that did really well and is our top performing on this channel is actually a clip from a movie. So part of our website and our channel, sometimes we get exclusives where we get the rights to exclusively share a clip. This was to promote the movie Medea's Tough Love, which was an animated film, and it was going to be released soon, and so we got the exclusive rights for that. So the clip is not very long. It's 1 minute and 14 seconds. And so it's very simple and consumable, and obviously the majority of people who watch this watch the whole thing. So this is a totally different video. One is a hair tutorial in the beauty space, and the other one is in the animation space. It's to promote a movie that was coming out on DVD and Blu-ray. So this video and how it got over 1 million views is really interesting because it's a totally different story than what we saw in the other one. With the Frozen video, that one did well right away, and it had an initial 6 months of really, really great success, and then it kind of petered off. This video, whew, let's talk about it. So the video was released in December 2014. And as you can see, it was just having a handful of views a day, nothing crazy. And that really was for the first 2 years, guys. And then around October 2016, so nearly 2 years after we first posted it, it started to pick up slightly. And then by early to mid 2017, it got another bump, and then boom, it got picked up big time by the algorithm and had this huge spike in views, and then has sort of continued to have big spikes of viewership over the years. You can see that it did start to fade back down to where it was, but then again, last year it picked back up and went down. It picked back up and went down. It picked back up and went down. So this video has had a really interesting life because it doesn't really die. I thought it was dead initially, and we released it just sort of as this promotional effort that we did with the company that was releasing the Blu-ray, and didn't think anything of it. It wasn't one that I was expecting to be the best video on our channel. And then it just totally came out of nowhere years later and has definitely surprised me. So that's one thing, is don't lose hope on your videos because you never know how long it's gonna take for a video to perform well in the algorithm. So again, this video is about how much money it made. So you can see it made around $2,400 over the lifetime of the video. But let's go specifically to just the first 1 million views. So the first 1 million views of this, it hit on, you know, basically December 31st, and you can see that right here, December 31st, 2017, like way to get it in before the year ends. And you can see that the video did $1,000. And that's what you hear a lot of times, is you're basically getting $1 per 1,000. And again, that's not really true. It really does depend on your CPM. And this one really does go with that rule of thumb where it's $1 per 1,000 or $1,000 per million. Diving into the revenue more, obviously when it started picking up, it started doing better. But you can see the CPM for this video is much less. It's about $3.10 CPM. But with this one, more of the views of those first 1 million were monetizable. About 2/3 were monetizable compared to my other video, which was about half. So again, every video is different, but you can see one video made around $1,500 for its first 1 million views, and another video made about $1,000 for its first 1 million views. And if I was in a different space, if I had a video that was in the finance space, that did 1 million views, you probably see significantly higher numbers than that, but that was just for this niche and this industry. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video and you found it very insightful, and it helps you get a better gauge of how much money you can get from 1 million views on YouTube. Now, if you have a channel and a video with over 1 million views, let me know in the comments below how much you made and what your CPM is. I love seeing how different videos perform, so share that down below. And also, my goal is to get 500 likes on this video, so give this a like if you want to help me reach that goal, and be sure to subscribe because I give more YouTube tips, tricks, and strategies all on this channel, and I'm sharing them with you every single week. That's all I have for today. I'm Morgan, and I'll see you next time. Also, be sure to subscribe because I make more videos. I love videos that share how to for more YouTube tips. I make videos on how to, I make more. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell because I release videos that give you, why is this so hard?